Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to learn about event messages. Microsoft Azure Cloud offers 3 different services that can assist with delivering events or event messages through different solutions. We have 3 different solutions. The first one would be the Event Grid and Event Hub and Service Bus. Although we have these 3 are very similar, but each type of service is designed for particular scenarios. That's where we need to understand where we are gonna use. So there's a difference between each of them. So let's start with learning more about the Event Grid. Event Grid will be used in a reactive programming. So these days, if you think about, there's an application which was developed for the mobile based application, and you sent some push notification to the end user. So when end user sees that push notification, he wants to click on that, or you might be suppressing that. So that becomes as an event, and on top of that event, some actions can be initiated. That's where the Event Grid would come, and this is mostly commonly widely used for your IoT devices, or your functions will be used within this Azure Functions and serverless computing, and even Azure Logics, even the flow of serverless application orchestration engines will use event grids. Let's also try to understand the purpose of this event grid, or when we use in our design. So we use it in terms of when we wanted something that to be reactive programming, the type of event distribution is happening, then we will be choosing to reactive some kind of status changes, then Event Grid will be used. And let's also talk about the Event Hub. Event Hub is a big data streaming platform and event intensive service. It can receive and process millions of events per second basis, and data sent that to Event Hub can be transformed and stored by using a real-time analytic provider or batching or storing adapters within this. And you have a different scenarios where you can use the event hubs. For example, you wanted to use some kind of fraud or outlier detection or application logging or analytic pipeline, for example, click streams kind of services, or live dashboarding, or archiving data, or archiving data specific to the transactions processing, or maybe user telemetry processing or device telemetry streaming. In that situation, you would be using the Event Hub. So the purpose for the Event Hub would be, definitely if you're using the big data pipeline, then it's going to be used Event Hub, and the type of the utilization would be event streaming. And if you remember, for the Event Grid, it's going to be the type would be event distribution, and the purpose would be reactive programming. And the last one would be the Service Bus, and basically this gives you the messages type, and Service Bus fully managed enterprise integration message broker, and this is going to use for Service Bus can decouple your applications and services, and also the Service Bus offers a reliable and secure platform for asynchronous transfer of your data and the state also. So we're talking about here the data as well as the state, and when the data is transferred between different applications and the services using messages, that's nothing but a message is a binary format, and it can contain either, when I talk about the message, it can contain either a JSON or XML or just a text file also. And there are different types of, again, Service Bus messages, like we talked earlier, messaging, transfer of a bus data, and decouple application, which is used for the improving reliability, scaling, scalability of your application and services, and topics also used for the subscriptions based you can use, and messages also used in the messaging sessions based. So that's where you're going to use, and let's have a look on when we use this. So the purpose of the utilizing of Service Bus would be the high value enterprise messaging, meaning if you are trying to send some kind of messages, definitely is going to be used. And When to use is definitely a order processing and financial transaction specific. You're going to use this, for example, OTPs and all that. So let's have a consolidate of comparison and the purpose. So if you look at Event Grid offers reactive and type is the event distribution, and this is where we are going to use the reactive status messages, and event hubs would be big data pipeline for streaming of events. Millions of events can be processed in a seconds of the time. And the service bus is type would be the messages, and this is used for the high value enterprise level messaging methods. For example, you are processing some kind of orders or financial transactions. Let's say Amazon company, they are processing some kind of order value or order number, so that's where you're gonna actually use the messages for the service bus. So that kind of applications, when you're developing, you can integrate with the service bus. That's where it's going to use. So I hope this entire comparison as well as the understanding of the event when we use either event grid or event hub or service bus, I hope you understand this, and thank you for watching this. And I'll also give you some of the documentation. Please go through those documentation for better understanding and better examples. Thank you.